Now for something completely different.
Smoke
medical
weed every day.
The following thoughts on Hoppe Hour represent Ryan Hoppe and Facet. Listener discretion is advised.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour.
He's the voice of a generation that got screwed by the baby boomers. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour starts in 4, 3, 2, Hoppe. Hoppe, Hoppe. This is Hoppe Hour with Hoppe.
What's going on? This is Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. You can always leave me a voicemail, 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. And now, if this is your first time hearing my show, hi, my name's Ryan Hoppe, and I am the host of this award-winning circus, this nationally syndicated circus. Heard on Z Radio Live, heard on Podcast Radio US in Savannah, Detroit, Missouri, Fort Myers, Tampa Bay, United Kingdom, and North Carolina. You never know what I might talk about. 1 minute, I might be talking about Mr. Beast. Or 1 minute, I could be talking about Patrick Mahomes. That's just the vibe of this show. And I saw this headline here, and I want to start by saying that I am a very big advocate for trans rights. I believe that if you feel like you need to identify as something else, go right ahead. As long as you're not hurting kids or hurting animals, I truly don't care what you do. And anybody out there that bases it off of the fictional book known as the Bible, or bases it off of, oh, that's not right, that a man wants to be a woman, you probably were a bully on the playground, and this is the way for you to do it with your midlife crisis. But I do think that people are being influenced more than ever to be transgender. It's like 12, 15 years ago, 1 in a million people were transgender. Like, I remember I had this classmate who had long hair. His name was Will. And he always had long hair. And then around 2013, I graduated in 2012. Around 2013, 2014, he transitioned. So he was one of the OGs of doing it. But over the past, I would say 4 to 5 years, a lot of these 2000s babies are wanting to transition. And they get a lot of hateful comments. And I'm always a big defender of the transgender movement. But then I get very angry at the transgender movement. Not everybody in particular, but I get mad. Oh, I love that sound effect. I get mad when I hate when the rich and elite transgenders are creepy. And here's what I mean by this, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. YouTubers Mr. Beast trans co-host Kris Tyson accused of sending inappropriate messages to children. And here's the thing. It's so cool that there was somebody out there who was a transgender celebrity, especially working with one of the biggest names of all time, being Mr. Beast. But I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this makes everybody look bad. I hate when a transgender person is messaging kids, because then every person who reads the Bible is like, see, you got to keep them away from my kids. Even though some of the people that read the Bible shouldn't have kids. Unless you are a follower of J.D. Vance, and then you think every woman needs a kid, and we'll get to that later. But it drives me bat crap crazy when this happens. The streaming world has been engulfed in another alleged scandal as one of its most popular stars was accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a child. Kris Tyson, a former co-host of the wildly popular YouTube channel Mr. Beast, is alleged to have formed a relationship with a minor when they were 13. Tyson was 20 at the time. That's good. I always am so confused by pedophiles. First of all, I think the death penalty should be used more often on pedophiles. I have such a hard time saying that word because it creeps me out so much. What I mean is, if you were to be harsher on pedophiles, maybe they wouldn't act up on it. But they get 2 years in prison and then they are free, essentially. Here's what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Kids are repulsive. Kids are annoying. So you really have to be sick in the head if you are attracted to kids, because they are just the most annoying things of all time. And that is a Jim Norton, Opie and Anthony bit. I'm not the one that came up with that, but it really is weird whenever someone's like, no one ever says that they are attracted to kids, but can you imagine if you're in like a focus group or something, or like one of those groups where you try to rehabilitate the pedophiles and you're like, yeah, I love a 13-year-old. I mean, Karl Malone was like that. And then here's what happened. Mr. Beast trans co-host Kris Tyson apologizes for allegations of sending inappropriate messages to minors. Oh, that's so brave of him. I'm so glad of her. I'm so glad that she's coming out saying she's sorry for messaging a minor. You should be apologizing to every single person in the transgender movement, because you make everybody look bad. Because then the problem is there are some transgender people that just feel like they should be in another gender's body, and that's fine. But then you have all the religious people. I used to work for a religious radio station, and that's all I heard about. They're ruining the kids. They're ruining the kids. So when this happens, and then you have Tucker Carlson or Ted Cruz talk about it on their platform, it's ruining the kids. It's ruining the kids. Oh my God. Can we have anything nice? And this comes from having 2 bisexual ex-girlfriends that you kind of learn to accept gay people. And I always did accept gay people, but that really helps out. Oh, it's so frustrating because I have friends who are transgender. Mostly it's girls being guys, but I've met a few at the kava bars, and they're nice people. Do you think they want to choose that life? Like, I've had friends who are gay that are like, not all of them say they wish they were heterosexual because they're proud to be gay, but they're like, we didn't choose this. We have to keep it from our family, and we have homophobic, creepy religious people that hate on it. That's not something they want. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. In the short lifetime that you get, do you want to have bigots hating on you? Mm-hmm. Do you? I don't. I think you do. Let me know what you think about this. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Yesterday's show, I talked about how much I despise Elon Musk for shutting his transgender kid, which, by the way, that might be the best decision he's ever made for the kid, because she doesn't have to be around his creepy ass. Man, he gives me bad vibes. He's like a villain in a superhero movie. I'm not a good guy. And anybody that looks up to him is, what's the word? An incel. I'm not somebody you want to be around. If you honestly look up to Elon Musk, stay the hell away from me. All right. This has been the first segment of Hoppe Hour. The first one always flies by the fastest. Here's the deal. If you want to hear more of my show and you're listening on podcast radio, go to every single major platform that has a podcast and search up Hoppe Radio, Hoppe Radio. Go to ryanhopperadio.com, RYANHOPPE Radio, and that is my name on all social media platforms. You can call me 856-49-HOPPE. That's 856-494-6773. If you're listening on the radio, don't touch that dial. If you're listening on a podcasting platform, don't change that show. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Like I say, if this is your first time listening, I play music on this show because this is a mix of throwbacks, and this is a mix of hot talk radio. If you don't feel like listening to this song, you can skip forward 4 minutes. But here is Vi with GLC, Herda. And you're going to love the beginning of this with the sound effect of the cold Chicago winter.
Y'all now in tune with something beautiful right here. Something epic. Big, somebody fine. This official. Matthias, let's make it. Look, I was being a nice guy. I leave that to them dudes that shoot hoops. I'd rather roll through in a new coupe with chicks that get 200 to do shoots. Rolling a shooby doobie while we listen to smooth grooves. Dude, I tried to told you I'm hot like magma and keep a mirror. I'm stashed up in the Dodge Magnum near the stash of the Magnums. Never know which one I'ma use. Right there, I got a couple people confused. Cause I never lose. And I never snooze. Pop shit and I pop this shit, knock you out of your shoes. I shut down crews and rock tailor-made suits and Louis shoes. It's hard to do what I do. Stunning like Evil Knievel. Keep a watch face see-through. I do this for my people selling through they screen though. My mom said I was a walking felony cause I kept 16s in the closet like Kelly. Shop with the sellers. Dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'm a hustler for real. Nah, dog, I'm not a mad rapper. I'm a disgruntled MC and I teach you dudes about tussling with me. Truth is, I hate these marks. I should pull this jammy and spark and leave these rappers handicap park. And when you see your boy out, bow down or kiss the ring. With a crew about myself, I ain't worried about a thing. This is Shot City, man. Where the f you from? And your chick can't go if she ain't gobbling. My partner Supreme told me flows hard on these monkeys. I hit Pro Gyms and told them make my wrist chunky. Chain hung like donkey. And for them dudes who want it, nickname beautiful, keep them brass on me. Homie, I'm funky like woo. Leg shots to let you know that I'm serious. When them blocks get hot, I'm in the streets bare chested. I got money invested. These detectives. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping. I'm a hustler for real. My dogs ain't barking at them, chickens ain't clucking at them, pigs ain't searching at them, birds ain't chirping.
I'm serious in this mother.
I'm a hustler for real.
This ain't the young and restless. You could say the drama like support, boy. Put your life on pause like a comma. When you cutting corners and you stacking money, it's like intern comedians, man, they get to acting funny. I know the MCs, the real MCs. Shame on same dude, man, them was shopping with me. Get a pumpkin head in front of your little daughter. You a broke pop machine, you out of order. I'ma come and get you. Don't make me hit you with shells like the Snell or armadillo. Watch your blue lights with the blue films, like make him look like he got gills. This ain't artificial, man, this shit real. Throw him in Lake Michigan and hope the nigga can't swim. And if he can't, I guess he won't live. Giving names, get your change, he ain't hate a bill. There's nothing, Charlie. Let's go. I am the grain.
How's it go? Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That is Vi, but that is Herda with Vi and GLC. You see why I do a talk show rather than talk up songs? All the people that talk up songs in radio have to sound perfect. Hoppe Hour, we're never perfect a day in our lives. And that's why I take pride in this show. This following segment has been brought to you by Mitra 9, the best kava and Kratom mitra-9.com. And at checkout, use keyword Hoppe, Hoppe, to save 20%.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
syndicated across the world and heard exclusively on every podcasting platform by searching Hoppe Radio. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour with Ryan Hoppe.
Did you know that Ryan Hoppe got a vasectomy? Well, now you know, and we aren't even sure why we told you. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
And now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. And you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Let's talk about that scumbag known as J.D. Vance. That creep.
Whoa! Happy Hot Topic!
Oh, man.
Jennifer Aniston isn't afraid of getting political.
Yeah.
The actress is reacting to the Republican nominee for vice president in the 2024 United States presidential election, J.D. Vance.
You look at JD and he just reeks of a guy that drives a Hummer, thinks he needs a Magnum condom, drinks Monster Energy, small D energy.
Previously labeling women without children as, quote, miserable cat ladies. With the now viral clip from the July 2021 Fox News interview garnering major backlash online.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies who are...
And it's like, why do you care if a woman wants to have kids or not?
Miserable at their own lives and the choices that they've made.
Okay, if someone's miserable and wants to be a cat lady, let them.
And so they want to make the rest of the country miserable too. And it's just a basic fact. You look at Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg.
Who cares if someone's... Oh, and then he's saying Pete Buttigieg is a woman because he's gay. Screw you, bro.
AOC, the entire future of the Democrats is controlled by people without children.
Why do you want kids? I don't get this controlling thing. It's about control. Religious people... When I worked at this religious job, I wish them the best, but I would hear all day long, oh, you got to have kids. Why? Why? At every job, they underpay. And then if you talk to any boomer or Gen Xer about why people don't want to have kids because you can't afford anything, every boomer and Gen Xer that ruined this planet goes, well, at least you don't have to fight in a war. That shouldn't be the basis. Mm-hmm.
And how does it make any sense that we've turned our country over to people who don't really have a direct stake in it?
And I think J.D. Vance is probably really into men and is having to keep it private. So a lot of times when these religious folks, Tucker Carlson, Ted Cruz, a lot of them, when they have to be so anti-gay and so anti-woman, it's like, buddy, it's okay to admit you like penis. Mm-hmm.
With Jen taking to her Instagram stories July 24th to voice her opinion on JD's controversial comments, saying, I truly can't believe this is coming from a potential VP of the United States.
And then the thing, too, is if somebody doesn't want to have kids to me, I got a vasectomy. What do you think about that, J.D. Vance? Am I so miserable sleeping in till 11 a.m.? Am I so miserable not having to deal with ex-girlfriends that I could have had kids with? I'm so miserable playing video games and going after my dreams and not having to give half my things up in alimony. I'm so miserable. He's miserable because he's married.
The Friends alum continues, all I can say is, Mr. Vance, I pray that your daughter is fortunate enough to bear children of her own one day. I hope she will not need to turn to IVF as a second option.
J.D. Vance's daughter, if you're listening to Hoppe Hour, you can always hire a shrink. I know you're going to have major daddy issues having that as your father. Counseling on call.net for all the listeners in Maryland and Florida. You can get a shrink and tell them you heard about it from Hoppe Hour. I mean, that is just control. I grew up Roman Catholic. I never believed in it. I thought none of it made any sense. Mm-hmm. Being exposed to Howard Stern and Opie and Anthony and Rover's Morning Glory in 6th grade probably kept the religion from me. But I always was like, how did the Virgin Mary have a kid? It's all fiction.
Because you were trying to take that away from her, too. And this issue seems to touch close to home for Jen, who has been candid about her own difficulties to have children, revealing in an interview with The Lore in 2022 her struggles with fertility.
I'm going to say this, and I might sound like a bit of a douche, but that's what I do here. It might be a little bit better that she didn't have kids. Elon Musk, Nick Cannon, religious people, they think you need as many kids as possible. It's like an ego trip. They don't even love the kids. They just want to say, oh, I had a kid. And it's half of every 22-year-old in Newport Richie.
Explaining, it was a challenging road for me, the baby-making road. I was trying to get pregnant. I was going through IVF, drinking Chinese teas, you name it. I was throwing everything at it. I would have given anything if someone had said to me, freeze your eggs, do yourself a favor. You just don't think it. So here I am today. The ship has sailed.
Also, J.D. Vance supposedly had a bad childhood. So yeah, you can make the argument, yeah, he is able to overcome adversity and live a successful life. But would you really want kids to always go through that? He is Ohio white trash. And how do I know he's Ohio white trash? Because I lived in Ohio for 4 months. Speaking of white trash, Hawk Tuah girl Haley Welch is cashing out as she autographed cards for $100. I love that this Haley Welch girl has her own, merchandise. It says here, Pop Century, Haley Welch, Hawk Tuah. It's like a baseball card, but it has her on it. Here's my thing about the Hawk Tuah girl, is it's the movie Idiocracy. I think she's cute. I think she's pretty. I would swipe right on her on dating apps. But the overexposure made her unattractive. Like, there was a video of her at Jake Paul's fight here in Tampa Bay where we record. And it was one of the things where it was like, she was like, I wonder if he's going to spit up the water. Like, she was trying to make all these jokes about spitting. And I was like, although by you talking about spitting, that is very attractive. I don't know. The joke is so old because it was such a spontaneous thing. She was probably really lit and probably had a Red Bull and vodka. So she's really feeling herself. So she was feeling hyper that day. And then all of a sudden, this guy comes up and interviews her. You can't remake that magic. And everyone's trying to remake it. I see all these girls with raging daddy issues that probably have a similar person to J.D. Vance as a father that are doing these videos recently. And it's like, sort of like when Howard Stern came on the market and then everybody tried to be Howard, and The Simpsons came on the market and everybody tried to be The Simpsons, and then Michael Jordan, everybody tried to be Michael Jordan. Haley Welch, Hawk Tuah, is the Michael Jordan of girls talking about sex lives. And then you have everybody else copying them. And it's like, you can't remake that magic. I do feel a little bit bad for those guys that they didn't get famous. I know they did a job that anybody can do, which is asking questions. But man, can you imagine you're the one that puts in all the effort and you interview this girl who sleeps around and all of a sudden she's the one that gets all the credit? No, it drives me nuts. But then when they were publicly criticizing the fact that they weren't getting famous from that, I'm like, all right, relax. Yeah, ask the girl about her sex life. It wasn't really a hard-hitting interview. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. We record for the hardworking average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you live in the U.S. or the U.K., you drive on the right or left side of the car, as long as you have me on, that's all that matters. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour. Do not touch the radio dial or the podcasting platform, however the hell you are listening. We will be right back. Hang on.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
Look.
If you don't want to listen, this is 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Here is Lil Wayne with Zoo.
1-7 in your face. 1-7. Mac Lane, you my nigga. You already. Cash Money, what's up? What's up? Check me out.
The Empire.
Young Money, motherfucker, with the cash shit. I put numbers on your head like a class hat. See, I done been through everything like a lab rat. Can you swim? Cause you sleeping where the crabs at. I stand before you bitch niggas with the fifth cock. You can hear a pin drop. Bulletproof vest cannot defend tops. Wanna walk in my shoes, you need 10 socks. But these niggas is actors like Rick Fox. Stick to the script or fuck around and get written out. We in this motherfucker throwing up the set. G4 boys, throw them off the jet. And me and Mac is just two niggas from the same hood. Fell from the same tree, cut from the same wool. See, I'm the young lion, and he the young bull. Welcome to the zoo, you are in the zoo. See, me and Mac is just two niggas from the same hood. Fell from the same tree, cut from the same wool. See, I'm the young lion, and he the young bull. Welcome to the zoo, you are in the zoo.
Warning. Mac on a dollar hunt. I'm feeling real slick, bitch. I got my collars up. Spread the word, boy. I keep the kush bottled up. 40 cal, pal, you could get hollowed up. If you ain't talking money, homie, then that's cheap chatter. I'm pissing on the game for like I got a weak bladder. And y'all falling off, you climbing up a weak ladder. And I'm too high to try to reach your son. I rock shows every day with Miss Sita, son. Then I'm uptown, baby, like I'm Peter Guns. A Lord Tyreek to the Lord I speak. I got game, I have a veggie trying to eat my meat. Nah, me and Tune is just two niggas from the same hood. Fell from the same tree, cut from the same wall. He a young lion, and I'm a young bull. Welcome to the zoo, nigga, welcome to the zoo. See, me and Tune is just two niggas from the same hood.
The Empire.
Fell from the same tree, cut from the same wall. He just a young lion, and I'm a young bull. Welcome to the zoo, nigga, welcome to the zoo.
Now bring it back to Holly Grove, yeah, Holly Grove. Harrell Park had work by the sliding boards.
Harrell Park, you get murked by the sliding boards. 17th wall, animals and dinosaurs.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, test me. It's M.O.B. till a mortician dress me.
And that's deep. You run up on Eagle Street, Belfast and Monroe. Be right at your front door.
Not, hello. That goes several fellows with clips to the elbows. Hell rolls.
And tell them niggas we was hustling till hell froze. Holly Grove ain't no motherfucking Melrose.
Hollywood ain't no motherfucking Hollywood. They could find your ass Monday and you Friday clothes.
Or they could find your part dead on Father's Day. Holly Grove, USA, where Maine and Carter stay. And me and Carter just two niggas from the same hood. Fell from the same tree, cut from the same wall. He just a young lion, and I'm a young bull. Welcome to the zoo, nigga, welcome to the zoo.
And me and Maine is just two niggas from the same hood. Fell from the same tree, cut from the same wool. See, I'm the young lion, and he the young bull. Welcome to the zoo, you are in the zoo.
Oh, yeah. Don't you love going to the zoo? This following segment has been brought to you by DZBZHoney.com. The best Delta 8 CBD honey around. If you go to DZBZHoney.com and at checkout, use keyword Hoppe, HOPPE, you can save 20%. This is also being brought to you by Fortify.com, FORTIFEYE.com. At checkout, use keyword Ryan20, RYAN20 to save 20% on the best pre and post workout around. All right, without further ado, let's get back to the content.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
And now for something completely different.
He never holds back, and he speaks his mind. Welcome back to Hoppe Hour.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Happy Hot Topic!
Prince William's 2023 salary has been revealed.
What the hell does he do? I mean, you could say the same about American politicians, but...
The Prince of Wales received a whopping $31 million from his first full year's income from the Duchy of Cornwall estate, which he
I wonder what the hell they do.
inherited when King Charles III became the monarch.
They're just born into rich, creepy sperm. I wonder how much Prince Andrew makes a year.
William, whose salary is based on the distributable surplus of the duchy, earned a record £24 million, according
The word duchy is funny. He's a duchy.
to the state's integrated annual report published July 24th. Secretary and keeper of the records, Alastair Martin, noted that the estate generated a record number from the year before, when Charles was in charge. And while he didn't expect
That was a good sitcom.
to see an increase when the 42-year-old stepped in, he's confident there won't be much of a jump going forward. Alastair wrote in his letter in the report, "This will not continue, and the surplus for 2023/2024 will not be at this level. Income will return to ongoing levels."
It's so funny when you think about how much money the rich and elite have. Think about Joe Biden getting like almost $100 million, I think. He got $30 million for sure from that event when everybody was kissing his ass, George Clooney, Jack Black, and then they all turned on him. And then all the money just goes to Kamala Harris, and we don't even get a chance to like vote for a primary. Screw you, America. And then you think about how much money these guys make, the Prince Williams of the world and all that. And it's like you have people that are so poor in America that are working 3 jobs to get by. It really is crazy how you're just born into this world.
There will be significant cost increases and a full repairs program to finance.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad they're going to be spending even more money for just being a bunch of rich creeps.
Since William is a working member of the royal family, he doesn't have a traditional income. Instead, the duchy covers his annual expenses. The 25th Duke of Cornwall, who shares kids Prince George...
Oh, yeah. If they're covering his expenses, I'm sure they're totally not sketchy with the way they deal with money.
11, Princess Charlotte 9, and Prince Louis 6 with Kate Middleton does pay income taxes, but the report does not specify how much.
Oh, yeah. The rich and elite not telling us how much they spend in or pay in taxes, Donald Trump. That never happens.
Established in 1337 by Edward III for his son Prince Edward, the private estate maintains the assets of the heir to the throne. Their estate, worth over $1 billion, includes about 130,000 acres of land in 20 countries across England, comprising farms, residential properties, forests, rivers, and more per the estate.
And then all the simpletons, not everybody in the UK, because we have a lot of listeners in the UK, but the people that are like diehard fans for the royal family, call me, 856-49-HOPPY. Tell me why I should care. It's 856-494-6773. I think it's an utter waste of time.
When Charles ascended the throne following Queen Elizabeth II's death, announcing William's new roles, including Prince of Wales, and the future of their estate was a priority. The 75-year-old said in his first speech after Elizabeth's death in September 2022, "As my heir, William now assumes the Scottish titles, which have meant so much to me. He succeeds me as Duke of Cornwall and takes on the responsibilities for the Duchy of Cornwall, which I have undertaken for more than 5 decades."
I wonder what they think about good old Prince Andrew. They just sweep that under the rug.
Happy Hot Topic!
This morning, Prince Harry opening up about his rift with the royal family, revealing that much of the tension was caused by his legal fight with the British tabloid press.
Yeah, I don't hate Prince Harry. I don't like Prince Harry. I feel bad because I know he lost his mom at a very young age, and that whole royal family must be creepy to be around. But my goodness, man, get it together.
To what extent do you think that your determination to fight...
Oh, I love a nice blonde British accent.
Your determination to fight the tabloids destroyed the relationship with your family?
I think there's, that's certainly a central piece to it.
And being paid like $30 million by Spotify to do a podcast that you did one episode of. This is actual audio.
That's a hard question to answer because anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press.
Oh, you're such a baby. Oh, we feel so bad for you. You shouldn't be talking about your family, bro. I'm not saying your family's innocent. I'm not rooting for your family either, but they're your family. Meghan Markle, I love when she was like, I had no idea who Prince Harry was before I met him. Shut up. You were a C-list at best actress. And you wanted to be famous. And the other thing is, at least Kate Middleton was like, it was my dream to marry the prince. I respect her more for admitting that she's a clout chaser.
Framing the battle as a mission. But his relatives may not have agreed. In a previous interview with ITV News, Harry said King Charles called his decision to take on the press a suicide mission.
Yeah, that's not a good thing you hear from your father.
I think everything that's played out has shown people what the truth of the matter is. For me, the mission continues.
Hearing his voice, he sounds so pretentious. I just want to punch him in the face.
But it has, yes, it's caused, as you say, part of a rift.
In recent years, Prince Harry has launched 3 invasion of privacy lawsuits against British tabloids.
I mean, American tabloids are bad, but the British ones are bad.
Back in December, tabloid company Mirror Group was found liable in one of those suits. Writing in a statement, where historical wrongdoing took place, we apologize unreservedly and have taken full responsibility.
Yeah, but you'll do it again.
To go in there and come out and have the judge rule in our favour was obviously huge.
Got it.
And that's a monumental victory.
Makes sense.
In the new interview, the Duke draws comparisons from his experience to those of his late mother, Princess Diana.
Other victims of hacking that I've spoken to have described the paranoia that it creates. Do you identify with that?
I think paranoia it's a very interesting word, because when you're vindicated, it proves that you weren't being paranoid.
Yeah, that's a good point. But you lose all your family. But really, was it ever really a loss? Look at that family.
Prince Harry was just 12 years old when his mother died in a tragic accident. There's never been any evidence of his mother being hacked, but the princess was pursued by the paparazzi for years. And Prince Harry...
All right, enough of Prince Harry. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. Real quick, before we go to break. Iggy Azalea says she's an only parent to son with Playboy Cardi, not co-parenting. Interesting. I don't know why these females have kids with these rappers and they know that they're going to be deadbeats, and then they're like, why are they deadbeats? I mean, look at Tristan Thompson. Come on now. I also saw this here. This is interesting. It says that SpongeBob is autistic and that's his superpower. I mean, he's a cartoon sponge. I'm not saying he's not on the spectrum, but it's so weird whenever like people try to like say like, oh, SpongeBob's gay, or he's just a cartoon I watched in the 2000s. Almost said 2000s. Sound like Mike Tyson. When you begin to talk like Mike Tyson, it's time to go to break. Let's go to break, guys. And I'll never fight Jake Paul. 856-49-HOPPY. That's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio. You can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. We record this for the hard-working average Joe and Jane that grind in life. I don't care if you are in the U.S. or the UK, if you drive on the right or the left side of the car. As long as you're listening, that's all that matters. If you're listening on the radio dial, don't touch that dial. If you are listening via a podcasting platform, keep listening. We will be right back on Hoppe Hour after this. Hang on.
Hoppe Hour. Hoppe Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
RyanHoppeRadio.com.
Hoppe Hour will be right back.
If you don't feel like listening, you can skip forward 4 minutes. But here is Ray J and Ludacris, Celebration.
How low can you go? Mama say no more. Your body just said it all. And my glass is raised. Make a toast to getting money. This is how we play. Now it's time to celebrate. The celebration, pop, pop, bottle. Super big like the movie that's the bottle. Number one spot, so the haters just follow. Every time my hands go up, I'm hearing a round of applause. Hearing a round of applause. Hearing a round of applause. Hearing a clap, clap, snap, snap, encore, grab. Oh, we are leaving. Shawty said it's a go with no breaking. Trying to take a pic with her phone. I said slow down, she said baby I'm grown. And now she's saying she working me like a pro. Booty clap, clapping bravo. She's saying then we hit the front door. Now she's singing like she on tour. And my glass is raised. Make a toast to getting money. This is how we play. Now it's time to celebrate. The celebration, pop, pop, bottle. Super big like the movie that's the bottle. Number one spot, so the haters just follow. Every time my hands go up, I'm hearing a round of applause. Hearing a round of applause. Hearing a round of applause. Hearing a clap, clap, snap, snap, encore, bravo. Baby, make a wish upon me, flashing light. It'll make them all come true.
Heads up, money out the a-hole, looking like I got Mother Nature on the payroll. It stay raining, but Luda keeps shining, cause me and Shock Zoo went half and bought an island. Chris cut $500,000 for the watch, whipping 100-foot yachts up to 55 knots. 10 years been paying my dues, hoes get it right, paper long as Penelope Cruz knows. 10 and a half, alligator boots and tailor-made water repellent cashmere suits. He's so boozy, all in the jacuzzi, such a Virgo, and that's why he's so choosy. I like her, but I'm digging you too. Y'all can do me like a wishbone and break me in two. Come one and come all of the time, cause my bottle service look like an assembly line. Ray!
Celebration, pop, pop, bottle. Super big like the movie that's the bottle. Number one spot, so the haters just follow. Every time my hands go up, I'm hearing a round of applause. Hearing a round of applause. Hearing a round of applause. Hearing a clap, clap, encore, bravo. Baby, make a wish.
Yeah, sing it, bro.
Flashing light, it'll make them all come true.
Oh. This following segment has been brought to you by Amir Academy of Martial Arts at amiracademy.com. When I tell you that is the best MMA trainer in all of the Bay Area, I'm a man of my words. Also, this is being brought to you by Rich Keeley Master Barbershop at richkbarber.com. He is over at Salon Loft on Kennedy Boulevard, right next door to McDonald's. Go there and tell him I sent you. You got to sign up ahead of time at richkbarber.com. And when you do, he'll hook you up. All right, we're going to come back and continue this party.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
Now for something completely different.
Call Hoppe now. 856-49-HOPPE. Tweet at him at Ryan Hoppe Radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
Oh, yeah. 856-49-HOPPE. 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. And if you're listening on the radio and you want to hear more, HOPPE Radio on all podcasting platforms. Let's get back to the show.
Happy Hot Topic!
Today in White Trash.
To be so, like, pro-woman and all the bullshit, you're not.
Brittany Aldean addresses her feud with singer Maren Morris.
Oh, shut up, Brittany. You know Jason cheats on you all the time.
The wife of country star Jason Aldean speaks out about the 2-year-old drama between herself and the Grammy winner in a new episode of the Try That in a Small Town podcast.
Of course, you would name your podcast after your husband's most famous song. Nobody would ever go, oh my God, what is Brittany Aldean's podcast like? No one even knows who you are. But because you're married to a very famous guy with a controversial, very racist song with racist undertones, it's easier to find. You're a scumbag.
On the pod, Brittany claims she was targeted by Maren and her friends.
She's got a group of friends here.
Oh, I love how this woman leans on the right, but then is triggered, but then says that all liberals are triggered. I love that about Republicans, is that they say, all the liberals get triggered, and then they're the ones that get triggered the most.
She's got a group of friends here in Nashville that they just have it out for me for whatever reason, which to be so pro-woman and all the bullshit, you're not. Yeah. Because I've never said a word to you and you come for me. Why? Because I'm an easy target, because I'm a
Yeah, you are an easy target. You're annoying.
Wife, and I don't have a stage as a platform, but I have social media. For some reason,
you don't have a stage. You're doing a podcast named after your husband's most famous song, one of the biggest songs of this decade in the country music genre. Shut the hell up, dirty, rotten imbecile.
Reason I offend them, I don't know what it is. They had spoken about me on Twitter months in advance before any of this happened.
Really?
Yes, this was not the first time.
In case you missed it, the two had an online spat after Brittany posted this getting ready video in 2022, captioned, "I'd really like to thank my parents for not changing my gender when I went through my tomboy phase. I love this girly life."
Oh my God, why does every single conservative person, especially in the country music genre, always have to rip into the transgender movement? It doesn't affect you. If you're so confident in your body, who the hell cares? I don't get it. When I worked at this religious radio job for 6 months, it was what I heard about every single day, every single second. It was good money, but my God, is life too short. And then if I were to say, I don't want to talk about them, I'm just saying, it's who cares? How does it affect you?
Maren issued a scathing response on X.
Think about it this way. My dad was like, wait till marriage, and I don't want you listening to the radio, and I don't want you watching adult cartoons. I have a high body count. I'm never getting married. I got a vasectomy, and I still watch Adult Swim before bed every night on HBO Max. Yes, I'm going to call it HBO Max. And I don't believe in God. Whenever these religious people force it on you, shut up.
Formerly Twitter, writing, "It's so easy to not be a scumbag human. Sell your clip-ins and zip it, Insurrection Barbie."
Oh, I love this.
In the new podcast, Brittany denies that her comments were transphobic. She also...
Of course they were. You're saying, I'm glad my parents didn't transition me when I'm going through a tomboy phase. You could have said, hey, I went through a tomboy phase. Who would have thought I'd be a hot blonde that's married to a singer that cheats on me all the time because I'm probably pretentious?
Says she thinks the Humble Quest singer was not being a good feminist.
So she called me that, and then she started to make fun of my business, which at the time was hair extensions.
Oh, wow, that's really innovative. I don't care how pretty you are. You're annoying.
But to me, it's once again, going back to the feminist movement, right? Aren't you supposed to be about peace, love, and all?
Yeah, but then you're ripping into other people. If you're about peace, love, why are you ripping into transgender people? Douche.
Inclusivity and all the things. Why are you coming for me like that about my...
I love when people on the right claim that everyone's attacking them when they attack other people. Because they so believe that A, the Bible is true, and that B, everything they say is the gospel. God, it's the worst. And I don't like liberals either, but my God.
Business, I don't need to work. I choose to work.
Oh, and I love whenever you debate somebody who's really religious and they go, well, do you go, oh my God? Do you say, oh God? And I go, yeah. And they go, well, you believe in God. No, it's just something that I've heard since 1993 when I was born. Doesn't mean I believe in God.
Let's do that too. I'm a working woman who doesn't have to, who wants to provide for my children.
Oh, we're so proud of you. You're a working woman. Oh, I bet your company would be so successful if it wasn't for your husband. You're so different than every other blonde that sells hair extensions. Oh, if you were such an independent woman, you wouldn't need to name your song or your podcast after your husband's most famous song.
In my family, and that should be something to be proud of, like not put down.
E! News has reached out to Marin's rep for comment, but did not immediately hear back. Elsewhere on the podcast, Britney reiterates her stance on gender-affirming care, stating she doesn't think children under the age of 18 should be able to choose their gender. She also says she's
Well, if the parents sign off on it, go ahead.
Embraced Marin's nickname of Insurrection Barbie.
And y'all, it was World War III at that point.
But they got mean. They didn't
But that's the thing.
They didn't present another side.
They
of
went
the story
directly
or what their
for-
values were. It
Okay.
was like calling.
I can't listen to this crap. Jason Aldean's always wearing that cowboy hat. You know they're in country music when they wear a cowboy, even though they're worth like $100 million. Speaking of another asswipe wearing a cowboy hat.
Happy Hot Topic!
No, not Don Imus. Rest in peace.
Billy Ray Cyrus tells his ex, Fire Rose, he will see her in court after.
You never should have married her. I don't care how pretty she is. She looks a little too much like your daughter.
After a released audio recording of an alleged heated argument between the two. Miley Cyrus's dad takes to his Instagram stories to seemingly respond to the clip, telling followers July 24th, "Hell yeah, I was at my wit's end. As every day went by, I started realizing something was wrong." In the audio recording obtained by E! News, a man who sounds like the Achy Breaky Heart singer can be heard yelling at and insulting Fire Rose over a disagreement about a performance.
All right. Here's the audio right here.
It's 9:15, you idiot.
It's not 9:15.
I needed to leave 2 hours ago.
Man, he does sound like Miley with the... I'll play the full clip. I don't mean to keep pausing it. I want to play this.
It's 9:15, you idiot.
It's not 9:15.
I needed to leave 2 hours ago.
No, you didn't. You can still leave and get there
Get
in
the
time.
fuck out of here.
Please.
I'm not in no place to go do a show. I had to go when I was ready to go. If you would have just shut the
Please
fuck
stop
up.
screaming at me.
You would have just left it the fuck
I'm
alone.
sorry. I shouldn't
If you
have-
would have left it alone when I told you it's done. Now I'm really fucking pissed. You once again showed me you will not listen. I don't know who the fuck you think you are, but you will not fucking listen. And this ain't about your bracket. This ain't about your surgery. This ain't about nothing. This is about you being a fucking selfish bitch. I don't think you're real smart. I've changed my damn mind on that shit. What you are is a selfish fucking bitch.
No.
I'll tell you what, that's what you are. You're a selfish
I'm not
ass
that either.
fucking bitch. You cannot continue to walk all over me and think that I'm going to go out in public with
No wonder Miley doesn't talk to you, you loser.
your dumb ass and fucking have you do this shit anywhere you want in front of whoever.
Are you referring to you screaming at me right now?
This would not be happening if you would have just shut your fucking mouth. Look what a fucking mess you've made. What a
I all of a sudden don't feel bad about her using his credit card.
dumbass fucking thing to do. Now that's dumbass, because you have to know I will not tolerate that shit. You just
He definitely has woman beater vibes.
fucked up.
I thought you'd be happy.
No, fuck you.
Ah, what a good guy.
In his social media statement, the 62-year-old also seems to throw accusations toward Fire Rose, whose real name is Johanna Rosie Hodges. He says, "That's before I realized she was a fraud. I just knew something wasn't right. That was before I knew she was David Hodges' ex-wife.
Oh yeah, he's like, I'm Eskimo brothers with this guy.
That's before I knew her parents' last name." The Hannah Montana actor's lengthy response ends with the country singer noting that he felt deceived by his estranged wife, echoing statements he previously made in his divorce filings. Billy Ray declares, "I saw before my very own eyes. Everything I thought I knew about her was a lie.
That is the bad part about breakups.
She was trying to take over my career, my life, and usurp the Cyrus name for her own gain. See you in court."
Oh, that's going to be fun. They better get cameras there. Oh, Billy Ray Cyrus. I remember I played that interview a few weeks ago where it was Miley saying she got her narcissism from her father. And I didn't know a lot about Billy Ray Cyrus besides Achy Breaky Heart. But I was like, he can't be that much of a narcissist. Oh my goodness. If that wasn't the definition of a narcissist, I don't know what is.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for
and hopperadio.com.
Happy Hour will be right back.
We're going to come back and wrap this party up. Do I even want to talk about Jennifer Lopez? No. She's going to talk about her obstacles with her split with Ben Affleck. We'll take that out. There was a mystery ex with Kim Kardashian. We'll talk about that. And the ex of Sofia Vergara, Joe Manganiello, says he definitely wants kids. Man. So much going on in the world. It's crazy. Here is Ja Rule, Mean One. This is 4 minutes and 53 seconds long.
Guns. Rule, nigga. What? Empire. Empire. I know y'all see me. She looked at me like I won't run up on her. I get you. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this money to me. 'Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming to me. Oh, breathe. Is the air too thin up here? The watch too bright up here? The sun glistening off the bezel, leaving them little shadows of ice on your face like freckles. Shoot it in a button on one of my best suits, and that pound is shined up like church shoes. I gotta make my next move my best move, even if that move don't involve you. 'Cause there's a lot of that would love be in your position, whether it was wifey or mission. My mission is to make sure I stay in your system like Hebron, so therefore it's me that you're hooked on. But sick of, don't be nodding off and getting comfy. I'll cancel your monthly. Dope boy, who want me? Let me get you high, you love this. She looked at me like I won't run up on her. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this money to me. 'Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming to me.
I'm an uptown boy, that girl from Brooklyn. Best-eye chick, she no news in them. Cool with him, so she got the news from him. That what's happening, baby, what's happening? In the dice game, who got bank? Who's asking? 3 6s, look around, who's laughing? Point a chick out, they know who's smashing. I take fractions and spend on fashion. I'm all that, I don't call back. I'm more at, afford that, I'm buying all that. 645, the coupe is all black. Tell the bartender to send more of that. Window shop, who's pop? It's simple. I window shop, I buy the window, including the bimbo. This is simple.
So what's your name?
H.O.
She looked at me like I won't run up on her. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the air that I breathe that bring this money to me. 'Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming. You know young and I slide through. New coupe, sky blue. Big wheels, interior color, diamond. And I'm used to life in the fast lane. Ask about me, I do the damn thing. You know money's not an option. Really? My neck's retarded, my wrist so silly. And mommy got a face like Christina Millie. Body like Miss Kim Kardashian. I'm flashy at cars, I move like a boss. Empire the gang, man, I'm that ball. Mr. Montana, drop head phantom. Might jump out the 6 deuce long for the cameras. I balled in the Hamptons, crib out in LA. G for the New York, then the MIA. Shalom, mama, what's hood? And with the G, you good, you know. She looked at me like I won't run up on her. She licked her lips like she could take a mean one. Must be the
Yeah, take a mean one from the Debbie.
that bring this money to me. 'Cause every time it's a breeze, I feel it coming to me.
This following segment been brought to you by DZBZ Honey. DZBZHoney.com, the best Delta 8 CBD honey around. I actually got to write down, I want to interview Drew Reinhardt from there. That'll be very soon. We are live from the Chill Room up in Ellis Park, where we record all these shows. I was going to say something, but then my ADHD was like, oh my God, you're doing a podcast. So we're going to go back to the content.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
if a radio show was an energy drink, it would be Hoppe Hour.
And now for something completely different.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-494-6773. You can tweet at me at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and you can always email me, ryanhopperadio at gmail.com. If you're listening on the radio, hi. Search HOPPE Radio. It's Hoppe Radio. And we're going to get back to the content.
Hot topic.
Get out of here. Take the week off. And that was the beginning of the end.
Kim Kardashian gets revealing about the end of her relationship with a mystery ex.
I love these comments. They have aged. Of course, the Kardashians are getting older. What are they going to get younger? Unless they drink the fountain of youth?
On the season 5 finale of The Kardashians, the 43-year-old unpacks a recent therapy session that led her to a realization about her fight-or-flight personality. And
yeah, as she's getting older, she's starting to realize that.
How it's impacted her love life. However, when she goes to mention her ex by name, it's bleeped from the show's final cut.
Probably either Kanye West, P, Kris Humphries, Ray J. She has a high body count.
I know people underestimate me. Yeah. So, like, it's going to feel really good just to, like,
prove them wrong.
Yeah. But it's like, why?
I can kind of relate to that.
Like, who cares? When someone tells me not to do something that I planned on, I
want to make a sex tape.
Physically get like, you're getting in my way, and I will bulldoze what's ever in my way, because you're not going to tell me to change my schedule.
That bossiness was kind of hot, I can't lie.
And I feel like that's how I would get in relationships. Like when started to tell me, you work so much, why don't you just take the week off?
That sounds like Pete. Listen.
Started to tell me, you get in relationships. Like when started to tell me.
The way it was so short, Pete, he's probably saying Pete.
Me, you work so much, why don't you just take the week off? And I'm like, get out of here. Take the week off? And that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, because I don't see Kanye West saying that. Listen to how short it is. If the beep was Kanye West, think about it this way. How long it takes to say Kanye. Kanye. Pete. Beep. Listen to how short this beep was. Do you know what I'm saying?
Change my schedule. And I feel like that's how I would get in relationships. Like when started to tell me, you.
Yeah, it's Pete. How short it was. What if it's like Kris Humphries? I wonder what he's up to.
Happy hot topic.
Actually, before we move on, I want to play you my prank call to TMZ. Since we are in garbage time. I hate when radio shows a lot of times will say it's garbage time. That just sounds like you're demeaning a radio show. You're in the last few minutes of it. You're in overtime. That sounds better. Here is my prank call to TMZ from 2012. I was hosting the Ryan Hoppe Show, originally the original Hoppe Hour on WHCM 88.3 in Harper College, Illinois. And I called TMZ. They were talking about Kris Humphries and Kim Kardashian.
It is great. He went and got a test for herpes, which came back negative, but he filed it in the court documents as part of his answer saying, look, even if you have herpes, I don't, so I didn't give it to you. And he put the medical records inside the lawsuit as proof. And this test was done in 2012. As proof, he doesn't have herpes. So if she has it, didn't get it from him, is what he's saying.
So the only person not breathing a sigh of relief here is anyone who's slept with
her.
Kyla,
Yeah,
I guess.
right. No, it's really true. You got to start suing other people.
Yeah, according.
Get your lawyer out and start suing other people because it's really not Kris.
That's absolutely true. And obviously Kim Kardashian, maybe sigh of relief as well.
Well, you know, and we did the story when this came out, when the lawsuit was filed, that Kim was married to him after this allegedly happened, and doesn't have herpes and never had herpes when he was married to Kris. So it all kind of sounded weird at the time. Now we know there's actual medical records in this lawsuit saying Kris does not have herpes. So Kyla's got to go check
Here's my part.
somebody else.
Hi, this is Ryan from Louisville, Kentucky. Go Cardinals! I'm just really sick of Kris Humphries. This happened so long ago, Harvey. Can't we agree that it's time to move on? The divorce needs to get over with. I'm so sick of this. It's ruining the show immensely.
When I said it's ruining the show, I was trying to say it's ruining the Kardashians, but then this happens.
Jeez.
Okay. They thought I meant it was ruining their show, which it was, but...
Thank you.
That's constructive criticism.
And then Charles blocked me on Twitter.
Thank you very
That
much.
is funny.
Go Cardinals.
Let's shift. That was funny.
You could tell Harvey's a little upset. I love doing that. People ask about and those are my catchphrases.
Happy Hot Topic!
So the ex of Sofia Vergara, Sofia was going out saying, "Oh, Joe wants to have kids." That's her ex-husband. And Joe's like, "No, I don't want to have kids." And then this happened just recently.
It's something that's definitely on the docket, at some point.
Joe Manganiello opens up about his plans for kids following his split with Sofia Vergara.
Oh, yeah. So that was why you split.
The True Blood alum reveals his excitement to have children in the future during an appearance on the Podcrush podcast. He tells host Penn Badgley,
It's something that's definitely on the docket, at some point. So,
You mean to have kids?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah. It was never, that was never not on the table,
So you lied to us.
At every stage of life, that was always, that was always something that was always talked about, always, that was always on the forefront,
Thank God you didn't have a kid with her. She seems like she'd be an awful mom.
Serious relationship that I got into, it was always like, it was one of the first conversations to have, which is like, are you someone that wants that? If you don't, then that's okay. I just want to know what this is because, I've always wanted to be a father.
Yeah.
I have like big dad energy.
Yeah.
If you're having to say you have big dad energy, you probably don't. Very soon, we won't hear this music again. NBA ending deal with TNT and shifting games to NBC and Amazon. Which is actually going to be better, honestly. Even though it's sad that we're losing inside the NBA, one of the greatest shows ever, if not the best show on TV, it's going to be cheaper because then you just have to pay for Peacock and Amazon, which is about $20 a month combined. When if you had to watch TNT, it was about $75 if you had YouTube TV at the cheapest. And Charles Barkley was like, well, the everyday person doesn't have a streaming service. And I'm like, bro, I love Charles Barkley, but you're a little bit of a boomer with that opinion. Because most people, millennials, don't have cable anymore. So I've gone through different emotions about the end of Inside the NBA on TNT. But all things come to an end. Also in the news here, Joel Embiid says, if I go 5 for 20, we get blown out. Joel Embiid says this as he reacts to Jason Tatum tagging the Celtics team as a super team. I can't stand Jason Tatum. The dude has no opinion. He has no original anything. All he does is copy everybody else. Even right now, they're playing overseas, and he's copying LeBron's video of them on the subway. He copied Kanye West at the nightclub. He copied, who else did he copy? He copied Kevin Garnett when they won. He copied Kobe Bryant. It's like, bro, do you not have an original opinion That's why I like Jaylen Brown of the Celtics. But if you say this to a Celtics fan, that Jason Tatum doesn't have an original opinion, they go, no. That's not true. Man, I hate the Celtics. Aaron Rodgers says he was fined for missing the training camp of the Jets for the New York Jets camp. A little more than $50K, which, think about it. That's how much a WNBA player makes. I don't know why I just said that, but that's nothing to Aaron Rodgers. He is like, I'm too busy doing ayahuasca. Euphoria creator says he was blamed for the Euphoria delays, but it's all good now. Euphoria is a show on HBO Max. I'll keep saying HBO Max. And I guess Sam Levinson and Zendaya had a little bit of an argument about the show coming back. I mean, season 3 feels like it's taking forever. Also, the best part to come out of the movie Catwoman from 20 years ago, Halle Berry posed topless with 2 black cats on her. So that's the perfect way to describe that awful movie. And finally, Antonio Brown welcomes in baby number 7 with Instagram model Sydney Moreau. What a dummy. He is a known deadbeat father who doesn't pay child support. So if that influencer thinks she's getting any money from him, she's a dummy. And she's obviously a dummy because she let him knock her up. She's obviously not the brightest bulb around. If you have a baby with Antonio Brown and you don't get any money from him or anything from him, it's hard to feel bad for you because he's had 6 other examples of being a deadbeat dad. He's a bad person.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
It's time for Hoppe in the morning.
And like that, he's gone.
Okay. Hoppe Hour is now over.
Hoppe Hour is now over.
Goodbye.